All right, guys, welcome to episode 13 of Rebooking WRESTLEMANIA. We're getting close to WrestleMania, so I'm going to try and get as much episodes as I can. Hopefully, I can complete it all by the weekend. So, let's get into it. WrestleMania 13. WrestleMania 13 took place on March 23rd, 1997 in the Rosemount, Illinois, at the Rosemount Horizon. And the attendance was 18,197. Buy rate was 237,000. Yeah. So yeah, WWF, they're kind of in the transition this time. They weren't at the Attitude Era yet, but they were getting there. And 1997 was definitely one of the best years. You had a lot of just amazing storylines. You had, Canada versus USA. You had, Austin versus Bret. You had Shawn versus Bret. Taker versus Mankind. Kane's debut. The Rock joining the Nation. Yeah, man. 1997 was definitely an awesome year. But unfortunately, WrestleMania 13, it wasn't as awesome. There was obviously probably the greatest WrestleMania match in history, Austin and Bret, but besides that, the card, wasn't that good. The main event wasn't good at all. Shawn Michaels lost a smile. He wasn't on the card. But yeah, you also had The Rock's debut, which was pretty cool. And what else? Yeah, the Ahmed and Nation storyline also, reached its boiling point here. And it was fun to have the Legion of Doom return. So there's a few good things, but overall, this WrestleMania was quite disappointing. And yeah, so let's get into the card, guys. Here it is. So on the free-for-all, we have Billy Gunn defeating Flash Funk. And then we got the Fatal 4-Way elimination match for number one contenders for the Tag Team Championship. We got the Headbangers defeating Doug Furnas and Phil Lafon, the Godwins, and the New Blackjacks. And then the next match, we got IC Championship, Rocky Maivia versus the Sultan, managed by Bob Backlund and Iron Sheik. We got Hunter Hearst Helmsley defeating Goldust. We have the Tag Team Championship match, Owen Hart and the British Bulldog versus Mankind and Vader. It ended in a double countout. And then we got the iconic submission match with Ken Shamrock as a special guest referee. Bret Hart defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin in the sharpshooter. Austin was bleeding like crazy. He was screaming and he eventually passed out. And then the iconic double turn. And then we got Ahmed Johnson and the Legion of Doom defeating the Nation of Domination in a Chicago street fight. And in the main event, we got The Undertaker defeating Psycho Sid to get his WrestleMania moment. So, again, guys, that was a card. And like I said, I think I could do better. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about my card. Let's get into it right now. So first match, Rocky Maivia versus Jerry Lawler. I think it'll just be a good debut for The Rock. Rock can be talking about how his family is royalty. He's a third generation wrestler, and Jerry Lawler can, come out and say, real royalty is me, the king, not you, living off your father and your grandfather's work and all that. So it'll start a feud where, The Rock's trying to prove himself. And yeah, I think it'll be a fun, good match. Give The Rock the win. Sorry, Rocky Maivia, but yeah, it'll give him the win. I know, like, in hindsight, you'd probably, have him become the Rock character early on, but I think, you still had some mileage, for him to, as a face. I think they just could have booked him a little better and then eventually turned him. So I think this would be a nice debut for WrestleMania. And of course, Jerry Lawler, he's very credible as a heel. He could get people over and yeah, he'll put The Rock over in his first WrestleMania match. The next match, we got the World Tag Team Championship match. We got Doug Furnas and Phil Lafon versus the New Blackjacks. Yeah, so I just took, in my opinion, the two better teams out from the Fatal 4-Way elimination match on the free-for-all. I thought Doug Furnas and Phil Lafon, they're like a pretty good team. They worked pretty well together. They had good matches with Owen and Bulldog. So I'd have them come in as champions that actually beat Owen and Bulldog. And they'd face the new Blackjacks. I think it'd be a fun match. The new Blackjacks can say, you guys are great wrestlers, but you guys have to prove yourselves against us. We're rough, we're tough, and we'll see how great you guys really are. And I'd put Doug Furnas and Phil Lafon over in a pretty solid face versus face tag match. All right, then we got the Legion of Doom versus the Nation, but not including Ahmed and Faarooq. I have them in another match. Again, just have the Legion of Doom return. I think pretty cool. Kind of squash the Nation. I mean, they'll probably go against Crush and Savio Vega. So yeah, it's just adding more depth to the card by splitting these matches. And I think Legion of Doom, they deserve their own moment. So have them beat the Nation, and also it'll make sense that the Nation won't be able to interfere if the Legion of Doom wins. So add that as a stipulation. The LOD wins, so we get our next match, which is the street fight. Ahmed Johnson versus Faarooq. Again, this is one of the most hyped feuds coming into WrestleMania. Faarooq. I think he tried to have Ahmed join him. Ahmed was not having it, and then just build up to a great feud. Great promos. Ahmed Johnson's tenacity, his determination, and it's gonna be a good payoff match for Ahmed Johnson to finally beat the evil Faarooq and get his moment. Next match, we got the European Championship Finals. Owen Hart versus British Bulldog. This match did happen on Raw, I think, a couple weeks after, but you might as well, in my opinion, debut a title at WrestleMania, just because WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. So what a way to debut a title, and also what a match they would have, because their match on Raw was honestly one of the better matches. And they could both come in as heels. I think no one really has to turn face, but just be a nice competitive rivalry. These guys were teaming up. And then as they would help each other out in the tournament, so they would help each other advance, and then they realize, man, we got to face each other. So, and then, they could have miscommunications when they're tag teaming and stuff, and almost coming into brawls, but they kind of cool down and all that. But it'll be a good match. And who would win? I'd have British Bulldog win. It is the European Championship, and I think Bulldog winning, would be a great moment for him, especially since it's the first European Championship. And I think Owen Hart, he could put over Bulldog, no problem. It'll be a nice to see in the record book that the British Bulldog actually beat Bret and Owen for 2 titles. So that's pretty cool. And then the next match, we got the IC Championship match. We got Goldust versus Triple H. This match really did happen on the card, but I'll just add the IC title on the line. And actually on this card is where I would debut China. I know he debuted a couple months earlier, but this is where I would debut China. And I guess the crutch of the feud would be Triple H trying to get with Marlena and all that, and Goldust. Obviously, he's not having any of that, so that'll be the crutch of the feud. And Goldust, trying to play mind games as well with Triple H. Wow. And on the go home Raw, you could have Triple H, Goldust try to attack him, Triple H duck, and Goldust accidentally hit Marlena. So it brings a little bit of tension. What will Marlena do? So. And in the match, I'd have Hunter about to win. Marlena tries to interfere. And then China comes out, she ragdolls Marlena. Goldust gets distracted, and Triple H gets the win. So I think it'll be, a cool moment to actually have, a big debut at WrestleMania. And it'll establish the Triple H-China partnership. Next match, we got a hardcore match. We got Mankind versus Psycho Sid. Yeah, just like, again, I turned Mankind face coming into the 1997 Royal Rumble. And yeah, just be like, Psycho Sid saying he's psychotic. No one can step up to him. No one is as crazy as him. And Mankind could say, yeah, I'm as crazy as you. And then he challenges Sid to a hardcore match at WrestleMania. It'll be kind of one of the first few violent matches we had, and I think it'll be, again, a crazy brawl, fun match. Who would I have win? I'd probably give Mankind a win because Psycho said he won the championship last year, so I think it would be nice to put Mankind over since he was the person going to stay longer and all that. So yeah, just a nice crazy brawl between two crazy characters. Mankind could take all the abuse in the world. He's crazy. Psycho Sid, sometimes you don't even know what he will do and what he's thinking. So it should be a great dynamic, again, a brutal hardcore match that puts Mankind over. All right, the semi-main event, we got the submission match. Bret Hart versus Steve Austin. What more can I say? Special guest referee Ken Shamrock, by the way. And what more can I say is that this match was, one of the greatest matches. So keep everything the same. The whole match the same, and the finish the same, and the aftermath where Bret Hart, he didn't want to let go of the hold. He kept it going. Ken Shamrock eventually had to get him off Bret. And the double heel turn. I thought it was, again, probably the greatest WrestleMania match and one of the greatest WrestleMania moments with Austin and the sharpshooters just screaming with blood pouring down his face. So you just got to keep everything the same. One thing I was thinking is, should I put the title on the line? I was actually thinking about that. But, I did want to give, I'll say it now, The Undertaker's moments. So that's the one. I just kept it the same without the title. But, I was definitely thinking about if I should put the title on the line. And, this is Bret's last WrestleMania. And what a great way to go out. Putting Austin over, but still actually winning the match. And making Austin, just become a beloved character. And without this match, we don't get, the Steve Austin, that, the one of the big, probably the best draw in WWF history. We don't get him without this match, so you got to keep everything the same. All right, guys, we got the main event. We got the WWF Championship match. We got Vader versus The Undertaker. Again, I have Vader win the Final Four, and Vader, in my timeline is he'd actually beat Shawn, and then Sid would beat Vader, and then Shawn would beat Sid. That'd be my timeline. But then Shawn would, he loses his smile, so we're in the Final Four, and Vader wins the title. And we could have Paul Bearer, say he's going to manage Vader as well. So, adds a little, gives The Undertaker more of a reason to cheer for him and all that. And, Vader can say he's the master, that he's not scared of The Undertaker. And that, he should be the one scared because of what he does. And Vader's on a roll coming to Mania. He's just injuring people left and right. And The Undertaker, he can play mind games with Vader, turn off the lights during his matches, pop up behind him, give him the the cutting of the throat taunt. But they never really go they never really get their hands on each other till the final Raw, where they just have a crazy brawl. I think that's just how you book it. You got to have both monsters look strong. Vader, he's not scared of The Undertaker, but Undertaker is also not scared of Vader. I think it'd be a fun match. I think it'd be better than the Sid match, just because Vader's more versatile in the ring. He can move better, and I thought Vader, he was more of a better character in my opinion. Sid, he was cool, but then I think after the Shawn feud, he was kind of done. Like, I thought Vader, he's definitely had more juice in the tank, and honestly, they should have had him win the title at SummerSlam 96. But yeah, that's the story for another day. And yeah, so Undertaker gets his moment just like he did against Sid. It ends with him with the belt doing the taunt on one knee. Just a great WrestleMania moment to end the show. And yeah, guys, that is WrestleMania 13. And let me run down the card right now. So we got Rocky Mavia versus Jerry the King Lawler for the World Tag Team Championship. Doug Furnas and Phil Lafon versus the New Blackjacks. We got the Legion of Doom versus Savio Vega and Crush the Nation. The Street Fight, Ahmed Johnson versus Faarooq for the European Championship. The finals of the tournament, Owen Hart versus British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship. Goldust versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And in a hardcore match, Mankind versus Psycho Sid. And the submission match, special guest referee Ken Shamrock, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And for the WWF Championship, Vader versus The Undertaker.